Hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about how to install everything for this project. And the first thing that we're going to be installing is Python, which is going to be the programming language that we're going to use for the project. And then we're going to also be using PostgreSQL, which is how we're going to have our database, and we're going to be storing all the tasks in the database using PostgreSQL. And then we're using Git as a file manager. So once we're all done with this, I'm going to be pushing the whole project into Git so people can view it. And then our IDE is not going to be PyCharm this time. It's going to be Visual Studio Code. It's just better than PyCharm, and people are moving toward Visual Studio Code now because it's better for just programming in general, not just for Python. And then we're also going to be using a Python extension for VS Code. So what it does is that it kind of puts functions into its own color, and it makes everything a little bit easier to work with Python. And that's it. So let's get started by installing Python first. So what you do is you just open a new tab, and then you just say Python download. And then this link right here, www.python.org, this is what you want to click on. So you just say download Python, and then it's going to say download the latest version for your operating system. I'm on Windows, so all I have to do is just say click here, and then that's going to download for me. So I open it up, and then I just click install now, and then it installs. So just wait for that to finish, and it's almost done now. And that's it. So now it says setup was successful. So now I can go over to my search bar here, and I say Python, and you can see right here Python 3.9 64-bit, and that's it. So now let's download Postgres, because that is the next thing. And Postgres is, like I said before, it's how we're going to be getting our databases. So here I'm just going to say Postgres, oops, Postgres SQL download. And now you want to go to www.postgresql.org download. So right here. And then you're going to say choosing your operating system. So Linux, Mac OS, Windows, Solaris, BSD. So I'm on Windows. So I click here. And then it says download the installer certified by EDB. So I click that. And then Windows 86/64 version 13.1. So I click that and let it download. So I'm going to wait for that to finish. It's done. And I open it. And let's see. So now we have to set it up. So click next. It's going to install to program files /PostgreSQL/13. So you're going to hear me say Postgres or PostgreSQL. Either they both mean the same thing. So just keep that in mind. And then I don't want to install stack builders, so I'm going to uncheck that. And then this is where it's going to store all the data for the PostgreSQL. So I click next here. And now you want to put a password in. So I'm putting my password in. And this is the password that you're going to use when you go to your PG admin. So if we go back real quick, PG admin is kind of a way for us to manage everything using Google Chrome. So when we open up PG admin, then we can manage our database through that. So this is going to be the password that it's going to ask you for. So you can put whatever password you want, and then you have to retype it. And then this is the port that the server should listen on. So I'll talk about that a little later. And then just say default here. And now it's just giving you information or the settings that it's going to be using for the installation. So you can click next. And the setup is now ready to begin installing. Postgres. So it's going to install, and I'll come back to you when it's done. So once it's done, it's going to say completing the PostgreSQL setup wizard, and then it says that it finished installing, so I'm just going to click finish. And that's it. So now if I head over to the search bar right here, and I type in pgadmin, so pgadmin is the app that you use to connect to the database and to see all the values stored. So you don't open an app called PostgreSQL, you open an app called pgadmin. So just remember that. I won't be opening it right now, but I will be opening it in a future video. And now we have to download Git. So this is just going to be Git download, and you can type in Windows if you want. So Git and then git-scm.com download. So I'm just going to go here. So this is the Windows download. When it says Win, that means Windows. So now I just say 64-bit Git for Windows setup. So click on that. And now give it a second. Open it up. And then this is the license. So I can set it up now. And then it's going to be installed to this location. So I click next. And this is all fine. You don't have to check anything here. So I click next, and then I click next again. And you can leave this, and you can leave this, and you can leave this, and this, and this, and this, this, and this. So you can just keep clicking actually, and let it install. And there you go. Now we just say finish. So it's going to open this up. You can close it. And then now go over to your terminal/command prompt. So I have command prompt. And then you can just say git here. Hit enter. And it should show you all of this. If it says it doesn't know what git is, that means you didn't install it properly. So we can close up this command prompt. And now the final thing is Visual Studio and the extension for Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code or VS Code. So I can just say VS Code download for Windows and code visualstudio.com download right here. And then you choose the operating system, so Windows, and it should download. So I open that up. Make sure you accept the license agreement, and then I keep all of these checked just because it makes it a little easier, and then you install it. And there, so this is going to, when you check this, it's just going to launch it off the start. So I'm just going to launch that. And then now what you need to do is we need to install the extension for VS Code. So I'm going to open that up. And then you see this thing where it says extensions. Let me zoom in. So it says extensions Control-Shift-X. So click on that. And then we want to download this, but if you don't see it, just say Python up here, and then the first thing you see with a star next to it is going to be Python. So now you just hit install, and let me zoom out, and that's it. It's been installed. And now that's pretty much it for the video. We got Python, which is going to be our language, and then we got PostgreSQL for our database, and Git for our file manager, and then our IDE is Visual Studio Code or VS Code, and we got the Python extension for VS Code as well. So that's going to be it for this video, and in the next video we're going to start using PostgreSQL a little bit and talk about how databases work and all that. But that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!